everyone, and welcome back to When the Cookie Crumbles. I'm Susan Reddick, and I'm your host. And today, I have Terrance Hunter with me. Terrance, tell everybody what you do.
Ooh, what do? I am the Chief Executive Officer at Central Florida Community Arts.
The CEO, y'all. Okay. So tell us what Central Florida Community Arts is, CFC Arts.
Yes.
Tell us what it is and why it's so important to the community.
Okay, I will try and give you the 2-second version.
No, take your time.
CFC Arts is a multi-generational, multidisciplinary performing arts organization. We are home to the largest community choir in the country, the largest community symphony orchestra in the country. We have children and youth arts programs. We have a jazz band, a youth orchestra. We offer theater programs for everyone. But most importantly, we believe in the power of community, in the power of the arts to build community, rather. And so everything we do is about that. There are no barriers to entry at CFC Arts. It doesn't matter if you've never sung in a choir before.
Really?
Come join us. It doesn't matter if you haven't played your saxophone since middle school. Come join us. It doesn't matter if you are getting into acting for the first time. We have something for you. We want to remove as many barriers as possible. And we also have our School of Arts and Health, where we do a lot of work in the community. But the most beautiful thing about our School of Arts and Health is that we have programs for seniors and programs for people with exceptionalities and programs for people we have a choir for people with Parkinson's. We do something for everyone in addition to offering music therapy.
Oh, that is great. Well, I haven't played my clarinet or my flute in 40 years. That's probably too long.
No, not at all.
And I'm not sure I ever really learned to play them. I don't think I remember nothing.
I certainly don't. Not one bit of it.
It was something my mama wanted me to do, but that's exciting. I have to tell you, I was at what was that we were at right before the end of the year in Winter Park. It was a fundraiser.
Winter Park.
A breakfast. It was the annual breakfast, and I was so impressed. For one, there were people singing and just dancing, and you're right, it was all inclusive. Everybody could do it. But what really surprised me when they said the CEO was coming out, and I saw this tall, handsome black man with the dreads. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that, for you to be coming out and representing everyone. And you spoke brilliantly.
Thank you.
I have to tell you. So how did you get into this?
It started with the summer employment program.
Really? It was like an internship?
Almost. Orange County government had a summer employment program. And at the time when I graduated high school, I thought
they still do that. Oh, you're talking about when you were a teenager?
When I was a teenager.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the city. They still have that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when I graduated high school, I thought I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
And so working with the program managers, I was waiting for a position in Head Start. And they called me and they said, we don't have anything in Head Start, but we do have a position at the History Center helping out with summer camp. Okay. Do you want to give that a try? And I said, sure.
Yeah,
I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be at the History Center for 9 weeks, and what should have been 9 weeks turned into 4.5 years of my life, and opened up an entirely new career pathway for me.
Oh wow! Yeah. How did you get to be the CEO?
How did I get to be the CEO? So
I know it was hard work. Nobody gives you anything.
Well,
but how did this young man that looks like me get to be the head of that corporation?
I'm blessed.
Amen.
But also, it started with the History Center. I moved on to a museum in Jacksonville, came back to Orlando, and worked at the Holocaust Center for a few years. My original position at CFC Arts was posted in early 2019. Mm-hmm. I saw it, I read through the description, and I said, that's not for me. They need someone who is not me. Mm-hmm. And the person who was running the company at the time reached out to me and said, can we talk about this? And I said, well, if he's calling me, then there has to be something.
Yeah.
And so I went in and accepted the role, and here we are almost 4 years later. So I started with CFC Arts as the Senior Director of Programs, when our founding executive director moved on to a different organization. I became the vice president of operations and education. And after about a year in that role, they named me as the CEO.
It was very impressive. It kind of reminded me like of Steve Jobs. The way that you spoke, you were in the center of the room on a stage, and you engaged everyone.
Thank you.
And you walked around and you talked. It was really impressive.
And I don't like being on stage.
You don't.
I don't.
You would not know it from
I'm
that
a
day.
behind the scenes guy. Let it be someone else out there.
Wow. So you just never know. You never know. And like you say, it started from a summer job.
It started from a summer job.
Just that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, on this show, what we do is, this show is about your trials in life, maybe a low point in life, how you triumphed and how you got through that. So I want to ask you about that. If you can, tell me about a low point in your life or a trial that you had that you can share.
Yeah. Probably one of the most life-changing events for me happened when I was 14. I was a freshman in high school, and my brother was shot and killed by the police.
Oh, wow. Yeah, now that was life-changing.
Mm-hmm. My brother was 10 years my senior, so he was 24 and had a young child.
Just starting his life.
Mm-hmm. Just starting his life. Changed everything. There was something about me turning 30 that hit me pretty hard, because that's not it's a big milestone in life, but it's not one that my brother got to see.
Yes.
And I have other siblings, other incredible siblings, but nothing prepares you for the loss of a sibling. Nothing prepares parents for the loss of a child. So that has been a major, major part of my journey, and it made everything that happened in 2020 and 2021 even more meaningful, even more impactful. It made me take action in different ways and use my voice differently, honestly.
You know what I love about you, that you're not afraid to express yourself with the dreads and stuff. Has that ever played against you?
Maybe.
Because, first impressions with people.
Yes.
Mean a lot.
So listen, I didn't always have it, but in 2020, I was sitting at home. Said everything else is changing.
I'm going to try this.
I'm going to try it.
I like it. It's working.
Thank you. And I'll change the colors on whatever I'm feeling, I will do.
Do you ever find that, like, when you show up at a big business meeting, people aren't expecting you?
Frequently. So either they're surprised by my age or by my race or how I choose to express myself. But the latter, that how I choose to express myself, really has been instrumental in me coming to this place where I don't put weight on what other people think.
Yeah.
How other people feel about how I choose to represent myself.
Yeah.
Because that is for me. I do this for me.
Yeah.
I don't do it for anyone else.
And you're not judging them by the makeup or their color hair, or if they have eyelashes. Don't judge you.
Unless the eyelashes go back here.
And you're funny too. Okay, so tell me, how do you think you got past that low point in your life? How did you pull yourself up to become the man that you are today?
It took a lot of internal work.
Mm-hmm.
It took knowing when I was and wasn't ready to do the work, because I wasn't always ready to do the work. There were times where I couldn't talk about it, as much as there were times where I needed to be intentional, where I needed to shake a police officer's hand.
Yeah.
So that I knew that the actions of one person didn't villainize an entire group of people. And I can't say that I've completely rebuilt my trust in the police force, but I'm working on it. And I'm working on it one relationship, literally one handshake at a time.
Yes.
While at the same time figuring out how I make a difference in bettering those relationships. And being honest about my story, because there are a lot of people. I am not the only one with this experience, unfortunately, as we see more and more. And there are some who can't move past it. And I don't want to be held back.
Yeah.
But I don't want to allow that negative experience in my life to be a barrier for me or a hurdle for me. So working through it one handshake at a time. And it ain't easy.
But, I want people to know more about you, Terrance, the the man. I mean, tell me about your interests, hobbies. What do you like to do? And do you play an instrument?
The last time I picked up an instrument, I was in 8th grade. I played the baritone saxophone, and I haven't touched it since then. And if I did it, they make toys that sound better.
You know what? I think that with people of color, for me at least, all of us have grown up in the church. Most of us have. Either if your parents took you or your grandma or somebody took you in, those Easter programs, and you're getting up there, and that helped prepare you for your first interview, or or maybe for the role you're in right now, because you say that you're not comfortable up on the stage, but you did such a great job with it.
Sometimes we have to be something we don't want to be.
Yeah.
When the thing that we are becoming helps other people, right? If I am clearing the path for someone else, if I'm showing someone else that there is a different way, or that they too can overcome something that they are uncomfortable with to reach a new point in life, I want to do that.
So it was interesting. I believe for CC-Terrance, her icons thing, I believe people from the CFC arts community, I didn't realize that till later, but the guy who was the
Our
conductor, he was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? And the choir, that was the same people. So they have opportunities.
Yes, the choir, the orchestra, the conductor, some of the stage and tech staff were CFC Arts members.
Oh, really? And so those and they can turn out to be paid opportunities.
Some of them can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a volunteer organization, so by and large, we don't pay our members.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, that's good. I mean, you're doing something you love, and
it's a passion project. It's a passion project. There's something magical about seeing your life on stage.
Yes.
I can't quite put it into words, but when you see parts of your life on stage, it just allows you to celebrate with strangers. I knew lots of people in the room that night, but those I didn't know, I quickly came to know.
Yeah.
Because we were bonded through the power of music. We all had memories that we made to these songs through our parents, our grandparents, or personally, and we got to live and relive those moments while building a new memory connected with some of these songs that were performed that night.
So I got a question.
Okay.
As the CEO, do you ever come out and are you ever hands-on with people, or are you just doing the business part of it?
Oh no, ma'am. I go to as many rehearsals as I can. I go to as many performances as I can. Last December past, I sang in the choir.
Really?
And I don't consider myself a singer. But a group of gentlemen asked if I would sing a song with them. And so 4 of us sang the Silent Night by the Temptations.
Oh, were you the one with the deep voice?
No, ma'am. I can, but we another member of the group did that.
Well, that's really good. I bet you the young kids like that too.
Yes, and the number of people who shared how much they enjoyed that particular experience, and I was terrified. I told them I don't like being on stage.
Yeah. Terrified,
but it was really great.
Oh, great. Okay, now I got another question for you. Being the man that you are now, if you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, having all the knowledge that you have right now, what would you tell 18-year-old Terrance? And not just him, another 18-year-old young black man or young man, doesn't have to be of color, another young and up-and-coming man, period. What would you tell?
A few things. The first is don't be afraid to create. I think sometimes we believe we have to follow predetermined paths, and you don't. Don't be afraid to create in whatever capacity that means for you. I would also tell 18-year-old Terrance that no isn't no. No is not right now.
That's good.
I would tell 18-year-old Terrance that they are always watching.
Yeah.
They will always have a story to tell, craft a narrative. And what I am saying is I hope the narrative, or what they say about me, is he took all of the things that worked against him and made them work for him.
I like that. That's really, really good. So, okay, before we wrap this up, tell people a little more, like you might have someone that's some type of artist or
Mhm.
playing would like to be in the orchestra. Is it just the orchestra? Is there like, did you say jazz? Is there everything?
There's everything. So we have our community choir, we have our jazz band, we have our symphony orchestra, we have our youth programs, we have our School of Arts and Health, where we also offer, through which rather we offer group classes and private lessons in instrument and voice and other things.
Really?
We have music therapy, we have senior programs, we have outreach programs, we do it all. So the best way to get involved, or if you have questions and want to learn more, is to visit cfcarts.com. You can also email info@cfcarts.com, or you can email me directly at terrance@cfcarts.com.
Okay, now are you on Facebook and all those different things?
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Okay,
I am on it.
well, tell people where, if you by chance look at your Facebook page, where could they find you? How could they reach you on Facebook, Instagram, and all those things?
Yes, so on Facebook, I am Terrance Hunter. On Instagram, I am your_dream08. And on LinkedIn, I am Terrance Hunter.
Great. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that I got this opportunity to tell you how you touched me that day. Because it was at a big hotel and it was just a room full of people that had way more money than me, okay? I was just glad to put my donation in, okay?
So I think if I could add anything, it would be that in the world of philanthropy, every dollar counts. And I think our people, we don't mind dropping $10 or $20 in at the church, but we don't think about dropping $10 or $20 in elsewhere.
Yes.
And there is collective power among our people.
Obama taught us that. You say everybody sending $1 or $5.
Yes,
You put all that together, you're gonna have some money.
Yes. So all donations of every size matter. Never be afraid to give. No, don't be afraid to be the person that gives $1 donation or a $5 donation or a $10 donation.
There you have it. You heard it right here. Terrance Hunter from CFC Arts. He's the CEO. I gotta say that slow now. I'm gonna say that slow. And you know what? And if you're out there and you're interested in the arts or anything that we've talked about, please contact him on one of those platforms. Any last words?
I think we're good.
We covered it? All right. I'm your girl, Susan Reddick.
And Terrance.
All right.
I might jumped in.
I might get me a co-host, okay? And this is When the Cookie Crumbles. See you next time.